Hey guys, I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. Have I got a story to tell? Yes, hello. Hi. I'm by Tracy. Yes, I am here. I'll tell you about a little bit more why I'm so sorry. I had to reset some things. Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you're here. It is Craft with Tracy Day, and also it is Craft Round the Clock Day. And so I do apologize. I was a little bit late. I'll tell you just real quick what happened. And I mean, I'm actually grateful that this happened because my personal page, my personal Facebook page got hacked. And so a sweet friend had messaged me last night, and I just happened to like wake up at midnight, and I got her message. I don't know, it was just the Lord, I guess. Anyway, she said, hey, I think you've been hacked. And I was like, oh my goodness. And of course, those of us in Facebook world were like, oh my goodness, that's like, ah! And so I ended up changing my password and all that stuff, and I didn't have anything issue. What they did is they made another personal profile like me. There was no friends added or anything like that. Well, I logged out of all of my devices, and which that also included my Mevo, and so that's what I've been using as my Mevo camera, and so I had that all ready to go. And so for whatever reason, it said I needed to grant permission to my Facebook page. So I do apologize. I was a few minutes late. I'm sorry, Miss Tracy. I just had some personal technical difficulties. Anyway, guys, hey, if you're new here, my name is Tracy. I craft here at Country Charm by Tracy. I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm. This week is Lighted Up Week in the Craft Round the Clock group, and so it is lighted things. And so this, when I first saw that we were going to be doing this in Craft Round the Clock, I was so excited, so very excited, because I knew what I was going to do. I'm going to be doing an oldie but a goodie, an oldie for me, but I'm going to put a new spin on it. This right here is something that I have been doing, or I was doing when I was doing craft shows, and they were very popular, very, very popular. And I'm going to be telling my age. I'm going to be telling some, only because of, the supplies. And so the thing is like, I would make these back when before they had the battery operated lights. That's how long ago I've been making these. I was making them in the early 2000s, and so they were very, very popular. So I know some of my friends, my local friends, do watch my videos, so you may chime in and say, hey, I remember those, or I have one of those. And I'll tell you a funny story about a teacher one that I have done. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. We are going to be working on a little tree. I'm working on a little tree, and I had everything all set up, everything ready to go for my Mevo, because my Mevo, you get the wide angle, but I had to overcome and get my phone out and switch to that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to bend you down so that you can see what I'm going to be working on. Okay. I so appreciate y'all being here today, because we're going to be doing something fun. And I had to pull out my microphone, and I do, like I said, I do apologize, but I'm fortunate to the sweet friend who let me know, hey, your Facebook page has been hacked. So we definitely didn't, want anything. Everything's good, but I just want to make sure that you can all see. So, all right, thanks for hanging with me, guys. And thank you for just the support of those of y'all that say, hey, we've been there, we've done that. Anyway, so guys, I am going to be making a little tree. And so, like I said, I have did these for several years when I was, my husband and I were doing craft shows. And let me tell you, this is how old I am. I still have one that I never finished. What I would do is I would paint on, this is a little, clay pot. This is the clay pot, and then this is the saucer. And so I would paint on them. And this one I never finished. And so I show this only to share with you that yes, I am a craft hoarder, because I knew, guys, I knew when we stopped doing craft shows, I like put things that I'm like, that I'm still going to do that. When I retire from my day job, that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm living my dream of being a full-time crafter. I say that humbly. I don't say that to be bragging or anything, but I'm doing what I love to do. And so I'll be finishing this one very soon. But yeah, see the little crackle on there. I just use the crackle medium. This one, I still need to put a little nose and face and stuff. And so the reason that I'm showing you this is because how I would glue down these little trees in here is I would use Aleene's tacky glue. And so that's the reason why I'm showing you this, is because this is probably 20 years old. I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it this year, because I always said, oh no, that's too good, I need to keep that. We're going to go ahead and finish that, as you know, when I retire. I retired a year ago in July, so or the end of July rather. So, but today I'm using the bigger tree. Now, I was at Hobby Lobby this morning, actually, because I wanted to see, you know, some of the stuff they had. Guys, the Hobby Lobby in Brenham is so stocked with fall stuff as well as Christmas stuff. I am so excited, y'all. So excited, okay? And so what I'm going to do for this one is I'm using this can. Now, the trees may have a little bit different base this year than they did, you know, years ago. This, you know, telling it's a little My Little Christmas. So what I would do is I would buy them, you know, when after the season, when they would all go on sale. And, you know, then I would keep them for next year. But actually, I would make little trees like this all throughout the year. So this right here is, what I did, this is going to be my base. So this is just probably a baked beans can, like the short one. And so what I did is I just wrapped it with some paper, some scrapbook paper. I did also pick that up this morning. And then also what I did to weight it down, because, you know, once you start put things together like this, it's a little bit top heavy. And so what I did is I put some rocks in there, and you know, you can see that white in there. Well, what I do, guys, is I just use Aleene's tacky glue, and that's what I did on that gingerbread tree. Aleene's tacky glue is my favorite thing that I do, or that I use. And then I weight down those rocks because I don't want them to be moving around in there. Now, actually, this little base right here, I think the ones that they have now have the little 3 prongs on it. And so this one right here fits, it fits right on top of this can. Oh my goodness, isn't this funny? Oh, and guys, I had already, if you're just popping on, I had my Mevo all set up, ready to go, so that y'all could see the wide angle and everything. Well, I had to give it some permissions because my personal Facebook page was hacked, and so I had to change my password. So then now I guess I have to figure out how to do all the you know, permissions and all that stuff for my Mevo camera to talk to Facebook and all that kind of stuff. And so I went live on my personal page, but I guess I'd already given that permission. Anyway, so I pulled these things out just for an idea. This would be a good base. These are just little 2x4 things. These are actually leftover blocks from my son's room, you know, when he was young. And then I had this platter or whatever from Dollar Tree. So just pull that out, and these are just the extra rocks that I didn't use. And so that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So now, since I am on Craft Round the Clock, I do have, you know, the 45 minutes to craft with y'all. So if y'all like this, if y'all like these little lighted trees, then this is something that I will do with y'all, you know, more, you know, just to show y'all different designs and different things like that. I guess I don't need this because, anyway. Well, yeah, maybe I will, because I need to push it around. Okay, so, all right. So, also, what I do is, y'all know I love my Excelsior. I love my Excelsior, and so I like the fine Excelsior. And so, what I do to give it a little bit of whimsy is also what I do is glue it around here. Now, usually, what I would do is I would put Aleene's tacky glue on here, and I would, you know, glue it down. But I'm just making this one for myself and for video purposes, so I'm not really worried about it because I'm just doing it, like I said, you know, just for video purposes and that kind of thing. And for myself, because it's been a little bit since I have made one of these trees. I'm so excited that everyone's catching me live and that I was able to hop on. I was just a few minutes late. I do apologize because I was all set up and ready to go. And thank goodness I was going to try to go a few minutes sooner, because that's when it's like, Facebook will not allow you to go live. I'm like, what? So, but it's okay. You know what? When the Lord's on your side, he just helps you get through anything that is, you know, Satan just tries to, any kind of obstacle that he just tries to put in your way. So what I'm doing now is, I love whimsy, I love rustic, I love country. Y'all know that. And so I like this Excelsior. Yes, it is messy. If my friends that don't like any kind of moss or anything and glitter, this is kind of like the country glitter. You know, that kind of thing, like glitter. I had seen I had heard someone say, or I had seen someone say raffia is a country girl's glitter. I would think that Excelsior, which is like Spanish moss, but I like the, you know, the lighter color one. And so that's what I do, guys, is I just put that in there, and I'm not really worried about holes or anything like that, because we're putting a lot of goodies on here. Yes, we are putting a lot of goodies on here. So now the next thing I want to do is start jazzing this tree up and making it look really pretty. Let's see, maybe if I put you like this so that you can see a little bit better. Yeah. Just pardon my stuff over here. If you're just hopping on, like I said, I had my Mevo camera all ready to go, but I got hacked on my personal Facebook page, so I had to reset my password and reset some settings and that kind of thing. Okay, so I did find this morning as well from Hobby Lobby. This is just a garland that has my favorite pit berries on it, and so I'm not sure if it will, let me see, let me come down here. Just wrapping it around. I have like to put leaves or something like that, but when I ran across this pitberry garland, I said, oh my goodness, yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're going to use this. And so one of the guys that was, what he was putting out, you know, some stuff, and I was looking, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, this is in your way, I can move it. I'm like, oh no, I'm just so glad that you were here. Thank you for being here. Welcome anyone who is new. Welcome. I love to know where my sweet community is watching from. So if you want to say where you're watching from, I love that. I am in the Lone Star State, in the Lone Star State, in a little town called Brenham, Texas. And we are the home of Bluebell ice cream. So if your city or town or something like that is famous for something, please let me know, because I love like I said, I love to know where my community is watching from and what's special about your city or your state or your town. Washington on the Brazos is just, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes from me, and it's famous for the birthplace of Texas. A lot of people come and they come and, you know, visit our town, go to Bluebell, see how the ice cream is made, and then they also come. What I'm doing, guys, is I'm just kind of positioning the pip berries. Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay, so then now is the fun part. So what I like to do now, since if you don't know, I'm making a fall tree. I'm making a fall tree. And so I already see that I need to cover that up a little bit more, you know, to kind of cover up that green, because I don't want any green to be showing. So what I did, guys, is I like to do little fabric bows. And so I know I have seen other people like tie them on their branches, but I ain't got time for that. So what I do is I make little bows like this. Just little bows like this. I'm using some muslin as well as some, you know, fabric. Both of these came from Hobby Lobby, my favorite store. And so I also use my pinking shears for this. So I want to show you real quick. What I do is I cut them probably about 1 inch, and then I rip it. And then what I do is just tie a small knot in it. Just tie just a small knot. And this tree right here is an 18-inch tree. Sometimes I like to work with the smaller trees, but this morning when I was at Hobby Lobby, I didn't see any of the smaller trees that I liked that were like this green. I saw some that were like frosted and that kind of thing. And like I said, they were just putting a lot of the stuff out, so I'll be checking back. So that's what I do, is I just make little bows like this. And then I just use my pinking shears to, you know, depending on how big I want it, then I just use my little pinking shears to tie that off just like that. Okay. And so thank goodness I've already done that. I've also pulled out some of this. I love this curly lace. And I think I got this at Walmart. I wrap it around these little, just a piece of cardboard. And so I think it's a simplicity. So I'm going to cut a few of those. Well, I can do that later. I don't want to waste the time to do that. But I just wanted to show y'all that's what I'm going to be using. We're going to be gluing some bows on there. These right here are the beautiful florals that I pulled out. Now I'm going to be using some, these are like pomegranates. I pull those out. We might use some of those. And then just for texture and kind of color and stuff, I found some of these eucalyptus stems from the Dollar Tree. Maybe using some of those. And then of course some berries. And I'm not going to be using all of this stuff, but I just wanted to show you some of the things that I pulled out. Now, these beautiful flowers came from Michaels, because that's a Michaels tag, and it says summer. So one year I probably got those at summer, but they're perfect for, you know, the fall season. And then I just pulled out some sunflowers from the Dollar Tree. And then this one says like daisy. So anyway, just different things to use just to decorate my tree. And then I usually tie a raffia bow. And then also what I'm going to use are some lights. Now these right here, well, I guess you need batteries in them, Trace. Okay, I'm glad I pulled this one, because these are the battery operated lights, and these are the yellow ones that come from the Dollar Tree at Christmas. Okay, and what I like about those, the yellow ones, is look at how beautiful they are. It's like amber, you know, like an amber color. That's going to look really good on my fall tree. And then also I pulled out some of these lights here that had the little leaves on them. These came from the Dollar Tree one year. And anyway, then I think I have a clear one too. So those are my options for my lights. But let's go ahead and decorate this tree. If anyone has any questions or anything, I'll go back and, you know, answer any questions. I'm just so glad that y'all are here. Now, this is a little time consuming, and the reason that I could not, I'm probably not going to have the time to put all of the bows on here, only because of time purposes, but I will definitely, like I always do, you know, take a picture, and so that you can see the finished project. in the description, I will share it on my Facebook page, and then also if you're watching later on YouTube, I will put a link to the finished picture so that you can see it. So because like I said, when I'm on Craft Round the Clock, I have 45 minutes to craft, and then I know that if I don't get finished with my craft, then that way you can see it. Anyway, so I'm going to just but that's what I do, is I would just glue them on. And since I'm using 2 different fabrics, like the buffalo check and the muslin, I would just alternate them. And so then now just for time purposes, we're going to just kind of hit and miss so that I can put the other things on, and then I can always go back and add more bows. Add more bows. So on my YouTube, actually I just pulled it up this morning. If you go on my YouTube, on my main page, and my YouTube is Country Charm by Tracy, or you can find it by my name, Tracy Wellman, or you can find it by Craft Junkie 2. So on my main page there is a little magnifying glass, and so if you just type in there lighted trees, it will pull up any of the lighted trees that I have a video for, either a video tutorial or just a collection video, because I do have a collection video of the trees that I've done over the years, and that's kind of one of the stories that I wanted to tell y'all. I would make trees like I would make the smaller ones, the one like the gingerbread that I showed y'all at the beginning. I would paint apples on them, and I would decorate them with little pencils and different apples, and that kind of thing. And so you'll see, if you look at that collection video on my page, on my YouTube, you can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, so one year what I would do is I would personalize the name of the teacher on the apple. Well, when my son was in kindergarten, so that's how I remember, because it was that year, someone had bought the same teacher two of the same trees for the same teacher. And so one of them I had personalized, but another one they just bought it and they didn't have me personalize it. Well, I didn't know about it till later, when one of the moms came back and says, I bought Miss So-and-so one of your trees, and she already got one. She had one, she got one from so-and-so's mom or whatever. And it was so funny. It was like a laugh, and so I'm like, well, they wanted to get you one of these little trees. And so, these little trees, and guys, I share for inspiration. I share for, you can recreate it. I would love it if you would share it with me as far as, what your take is. I share because I want to inspire others to recreate. And so if it's something that I've inspired you to do, please share it with me over in my Country Charm by Tracy crafty community. It's my free Facebook group. Also, that is in my link tree, and you can pull that up, as well as my YouTube channel. There's a link for that in the description box below. So what I would do is I would just add all of these little bows like this. And just keep adding and finding where I have a hole, and just add them like that. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop there so that I can get the rest of my stuff on. Like I said, I had pulled out this beautiful lace, and I think I'm going to be using some of that too. Let me just tie just a few of those on here, just to add a little bit more character to the tree. Oh yes, look at that. Isn't that cute? All right. I appreciate y'all watching today's craft. I would love it if you would, if you like what you see, if you would follow my page. I promise I'm going to figure out all of the settings and all of that stuff just to make sure that I have all the permissions that I need to go live with my Mevo camera, because that way you can see more. I had everything all set up. Maybe once I get all the permissions done, then I need to do another live with another tree so that I can show you, because you can see me and you can see all of the whole thing, a wider angle. You can see a lot more of my craft room. And that is one of the interesting things that people do like, is just to see. Us crafters love to see how other people have things stored and what they have. Anyway, so, and I'll just, I'm just going to stop there, but that's what I do. I just add all of that. And, this is just a fall tree that I'm doing, but this is definitely something that can be done for any season. Like I said, if you look at any of my lighted trees that I've already done, you will see that I've done some other different seasons. Now, that was back in the early 2000s. So the picture, like digital pictures and stuff, they were not very good. I was looking back earlier and I was like, oh, that's bad. Just trying to move this out of the way. So some of these flowers like this, oh my goodness. And so guys, also the very last thing that I put on is my lights. Always the very last thing when it comes to my little lighted trees, because I use hot glue, and so I don't want any of the hot glue to touch the wire and not make it work. And so for years I used the little where you had to plug them in. And so now that we have the battery operated ones, that is so good. Y'all, these little flowers, these little orange and yellow flowers came from Michael's, but they're perfect for little fall tree. I'm just making this one for myself, and now my sister. Those of you, some of you know I do design wreaths, and I do put some wreath tutorials on my YouTube, and I do design for a local business, and so my sweet sister is the manager, the store manager over there. She's the one who talked me into it, and she's been after me to do some of these trees. She's like, I think the customers would like that. So this just kind of gives me some ideas. These ideas. I need to maybe make a trip. Michael's is not as convenient for me to get to as Hobby Lobby now. But these beautiful flowers, they're from the summer season, but they're perfect for fall, just the colors. Anyway, so I'm going to stop there. And so then I've already cut some of these off right here. These are like the little berries and stuff. So as you can see, the little trees can just become what you want to make it. Just putting all the different textures and just the different colors in it. Put some of this in there. Oh yes. Good afternoon, everyone. If you're just popping on, my name is Tracy. I craft here at Country Charm by Tracy. I love to share crafty ideas with a bit of rustic country charm, and love to inspire others to recreate. These are great craft show sellers. Even though I did this a long time ago, things seem to always come back around. Do y'all agree? They always seem to come back around. People just put a new spin on it. Oh, as we can see with all the 100 million pumpkins that are going around. And I don't say that to be degrading or anything like that, but it's just, you know, you think if you've seen one pumpkin, you've seen them all. But people just are so creative when it comes to just putting new spin on things. And so I'll just continue to do that. Y'all, this is looking so pretty, so pretty. Thank y'all for the hearts. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Oh, yes. And I could just piddle and piddle and piddle like this. And piddle some more, because I love that. Okay. All right. Okay. So then before I put my bow on, or my raffia, and if you don't like raffia, you know, that's your thing. You know, if this isn't your style, then, you know, this is just an idea. I just share ideas, inspiration, for, you know, you to do your thing. I've seen very elegant, you know, trees. I've done different colors and all that kind of thing. So as I said, I got some of these yellow lights from Dollar Tree, and these are in the Christmas section, and they're yellow, but to me they look amber. Perfect for the fall season. And so of course this is something that I would, you know, want to hide this little battery pack. And so my lights are the very last thing that I put on. And you know, these little strands from the Dollar Tree are not very long. They're not very long. Thank you for whoever sent the stars. I just looked up and saw that. I'll have to go back and see who that is and thank them. So then here's another strand. That's the yellow lights from Dollar Tree during the Christmas season. And you know, they have a lot of their Christmas stuff out now. So just sharing just different ideas. And so usually I'm a clear light person. And so probably what I would do now, since I have put this on there, what I need to do is I need to masquerade this right here. And that is not going to work, Tracy. Usually what I would do is I would use the plug-in lights, and you know, and then it was like a strand of 20 lights. And so what I would do is I would take like the top of it, and like this part right here, put it down right there, and then that would kind of hold it in as I would go around. So I may end up not even using these because I don't have anywhere to hide this. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. So probably, let's see, let me take this. But y'all get the idea. I just really love to do videos to share inspiration and ideas. So probably what I'll do is get a longer strand. Maybe there's a longer strand. Or you know what? Maybe I'll use this as well and go. That's what I'll do. I'll go around different. Maybe a little bit lower. Hey, where there's a will, there's a way. So that's what I would do, is I would, you know, kind of hide the boxes and that kind of thing. That ain't working either. Boo-hoo. I may need to go back to my old faithful with the little 20 light plug-in. That's probably what I'll do. That is probably what I will do. Okay. And so if you're not a raffia person, you know, you can always use fabric to make a bow at the top, or you can use sisal twine. I pulled that out to kind of show that. But I'm a raffia girl. I just love raffia. I just really think that I guess it's the country girl in me. So I just bring it, I just do it around the top like this. And then just make a bow. Oh, thank you for the stars. That is so kind of you. It's not expected, but greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. And so then, you know, if I had like a long strand or whatever, I would kind of, you know, clip that off. But otherwise, I just kind of let the raffia flow like this. So I would love tips on how to use raffia. Well, not all raffia is the same. So depending on your raffia, depends on where you buy it. I like the raffia from Hobby Lobby, or either, actually my favorite is Walmart. Walmart in the craft section. What I was doing, guys, is I was just putting a dot of hot glue. And so then I make my bow a little bit tighter, then it don't go nowhere. Then I leave it just like that. So thank y'all for sticking with me during all of my obstacles. Guys, I have been working all morning on this, you know, getting everything set up, ready to go. Have my Mevo all ready. It's still on. If you don't know what a Mevo is, it's just another way to connect to, another way to film and connect to the internet. Well, my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, got hacked last night, and so I ended up having to change my password. And so then I had to, it gives you the option, do you want to log out of all devices? And I clicked yes, so I mean, I probably logged into, I don't know how many devices, and so my Mevo was connected to my Facebook. So then I'm sorry. I just wanted to kind of show y'all real life, and I appreciate y'all being here. But I just wanted to, this is for Light It Up a Week in Craft Round the Clock. That is the theme this week. If you don't know what Craft Round the Clock is, it's a free group that you can watch 24/7 crafting. There is live crafters, like crafters scheduled Monday through Friday, like probably 6 to 10-ish, depending on how much the schedule and that kind of thing. But then you can watch the replays anytime in the group. Also, people share their ideas and different things. So today was my segment of Craft Round the Clock. And so here is my lighted project for today. I love it so much. I do. And guys, like I said, what I would do is I would hide this battery pack, and yeah, I would hide that, because like I said, when I made these, I would get the 20 count plug-in, the plug-in lights, what I'm talking about. Anyway, so you could just, this is the fall tree, but you can make them for different seasons, Christmas. I think I have Valentine's, teacher, 4th of July. I think I have some Halloween in there too. I don't do too much Halloween anymore, but I am going to be sharing a collection video of Halloween that I have done. I'll be sharing a collection video of that soon. And so, yes, this is my tree. I love it so much. I appreciate y'all being here. Guys, if you're not currently subscribed to my channel or following my page, I would love it if you would. I would love to have you as a sweet friend. I'm sorry it was a hot mess today, but life happens. And you know what? By the grace of God, we get through it. You're here, I'm here, and I'm so grateful for y'all. Now, the next presenter will be on at 2:30, but yeah, I appreciate y'all being here and, you know, seeing my fall tree as part of Light It Up Week in Craft Round the Clock. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. God bless you, and we'll talk to y'all very soon. Bye, guys.